Welcome to the Flex Rental Solutions webinar. Today we're going to be demonstrating how to create custom fields for contacts. And what this means, let's open up a contact that I've already created a custom field for, and then we're going to build onto that custom field. So if I open my own contact name, we have the normal tabs that you'll always see when you open a contact entry. And you've probably noticed that as soon as you start using a contact entry on different elements within Flex, then it will create tabs for each of those elements and show the specific elements that that contact has been used on. But you can also create brand new tabs that have specific information that you place on it. In this example, I've created a tab called Info, and what we're going to do is build all of the different rewards programs and things like that for this particular contact. Since it's an employee, if you do a lot of traveling, it might be useful to have that information readily accessible. So what we did was, to start building this, we go to System Settings, and then click on Custom Fields. We can see that we have this custom field built already. Let's open it and see some of the attributes that we applied to it. We're calling it a resource type, which means that it's going to appear in the resource browser somewhere. And then you can see down here that we assign the resource class to contacts. So it will appear under the contacts. And then you can even narrow it down to which resource types it's going to show on. So for example, since this is a tab and information that's primarily going to be for employees or people that you might send out to travel on a job, I've only assigned it to my freelance labor and employees. So for example, if I open up just a regular contact entry, then you won't see that info tab because there's really no good reason for me to have all of the info, the travel info for just a regular customer. So we gave it the caption, which is just the name of that field. The data type is the entry field that you're going to see here. Excuse me. And we gave it a free text data type, which means it's just going to be that small entry box. You can also assign a permission. So for example, I've assigned the permission can view sensitive information about contacts. So if there's a user that's assigned to a security group that has this permission denied, then that means they could still open and view this contact more than likely, but they won't be able to see any information on this info tab. So you can just assign that to anyone who's a system administrator will be able to see it, or a user administrator, or if it doesn't matter who sees it, you can just have that permission set to none. The field ID is just for internal Flex purposes. So for example, a few of these custom fields that we already have created for Production Exchange integration, the field ID is basically just the same as the caption, and that's just used within Flex to reference that particular caption. It's optional, you don't have to put anything in there, but it just kind of helps sometimes to keep things organized within your system. And the group name is, we're calling that info, which is what the tab is going to be called. The ordinal is where this particular caption is going to show up. Since we only have one, it's only showing as the one right now, but as soon as we add a couple more, we'll show how that ordinal works. And we already went over resource class and resource types. So let me show you how to add a few more fields to this tab. So again, it's on System Settings, Custom Fields, and then you'll click New Custom Field. It's here that you'll choose either a resource or a project element type, but like I said, we're doing this for a contact entry, so it's going to be a resource. So let's create one for maybe Southwest, their rewards program. Again, the data type is going to be free text. You might be tempted to do text area, but that's actually going to give you a giant text entry field. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, but we just want that small box, the free text. Again, you can assign a permission to it. We won't do that right now. That's going to go under the same group name, the info, and we'll give that an ordinal of 2. Resource class contacts, and then again, we only want this to appear for employees and for our freelance labor. Click Create. If we go back and reload this tab, go back to the info, you'll see that that now appears. Let's add a couple more just so we have a nice healthy list. Let's maybe add the American Airlines program. Put that as third. Assign it to contacts, employees, and freelance labor. So if we go back and reload the contact and go back to the info tab, you'll see it there. Now I said I would show you what the text field looks like. So let's create an example that we might use that. Maybe you want a short biography for this contact. We'll do that as a text area. We'll still keep it on that same info tab. Put it 4th down the list. And then do the same thing again. Assign it to the employee and freelance labor resource types. So if we go back, reload, and go to the info tab, then you have a large text box that you can enter the information in now. And that's adjustable. So whenever you enter any information into these fields, just make sure to click Update. And now anytime you go back to that tab, that information will be stored. So that's how you create custom fields for a contact entry. If you have any questions about this, please email support@flexrentalsolutions.com.